Hi folks, and welcome to yet another episode of Outside the Ropes with myself, Matthew Moore, and my co-host, Mr. Tommy McNulty. He seems to be smiling a lot more this week. Welcome to this week's show. How are you today, Tommy?
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, we're back for another week of Outside the Ropes here on Bangor Community Radio. Evening all. Also on YouTube. Good evening everybody on YouTube. And also on Daily Motion, iTunes, and Android. Hello everybody. How are you this week? So, it's going to be an interesting week, Tommy. A lot to talk about. So, we'll start off by talking about this past Monday night's Monday Night Raw.
Yes, it was the night after the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, which we covered last week on last week's episode. So, Raw kicks off with our favourite superstar. Your friend.
Cena.
Your friend.
He's not my friend.
And mine. Not really. John Cena. Well, we'll get to the point where it pretty much started off with a confrontation between CM Punk and John Cena. Where, you know, Punk told Cena to get out of the ring and step aside, etc., etc., etc. And it's now led into a match for next week for the number one contendership.
CM Punk felt he was robbed again by The Rock at
Elimination Chamber.
I was about to say no way out there. Shows I'm old school.
Definitely.
Anyway.
Not definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Hillbilly. Yee-haw! Anyway, continue.
Goofy right here. Anyway, yes, he was upset again because he was defeated by The Rock. The Rock, of course, retained the WWE Championship.
Correct.
So CM Punk came out to, I guess, demand a match with John Cena for the number one contendership.
Which will happen next week on Raw. So if Punk wins, then Cena winning the Rumble was pretty much pointless.
True.
Well, so going on to that, there was a segment shortly after where Ms. Guerrero had named her new assistant.
Francesca or Frank?
Woof woof. He did say a few weeks ago, folks, if you missed this episode, that if you want to tell the people what you did say and apologise for, well, temporarily apologise for, if you want to tell the folks who are watching and who are listening on Bangor Community Radio.
I made the statement, I gave my opinion, remember, hashtag my opinions are my own, that...
Not our own, my own.
Exactly, because mine is the only opinion that matters. Anyway, that one Vicky Guerrero looked like Frank the Dog from the Men in Black movies.
And then we asked you, ourselves and the producers asked you to apologise, and you apologised.
To Frank the Dog.
Moving on. Vicky Guerrero then announced her assistant and came to a confrontation with Vicky Guerrero, her new assistant, Mr. Brad Maddox, by the way, I forgot to mention Brad Maddox, and Paul Heyman. Well, they were going on and on. Paul Heyman said that he had had enough of the garbage that Vicky Guerrero was feeding people. And then up popped on the screen Mr. McMahon.
Vinnie Mac.
Mr. McMahon returns back to television, where he is sporting a pair of crutches.
Which he did not use at the WrestleMania press conference.
Earlier on that day, which we're going to talk about in
Way
just a moment.
to stick to kayfabe, Vinny.
Especially in the public eye where everybody can see. But anyway, Vince McMahon then told Paul Heyman there's going to be a match next week on Raw between,
a fight.
Tonight, sorry. There's going to be a fight tonight on Raw between himself and Paul Heyman. Correct. So they say he had hip replacement surgery, but he can get back into the ring a month later. World ceases to amaze me in the world of professional wrestling. So there's a match next week on Raw between Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon. Maybe there's
tonight.
Tonight, sorry. Do apologise. Tonight. I keep getting confused with my days, I tell you. I don't know.
I need to find better help. If you want to be my new co-host, write into Bangor Community Radio. Provide me with around £50 admission fee.
British sterling.
Exactly. Or if you're American, give me about $100. Then we can talk it over. Pay your own flights, of course.
We'll give you a punt.
A punt?
The old money from down south.
I thought you meant a Randy Orton punt there. There you go.
Anyway, go back to Raw. That's why we're here. We're here to talk about wrestling. We're not here to talk about anything else but wrestling. Calm down, Mr. McNulty, or you'll be fired. Anyway.
It's my show. I'll fire you.
Anyway, so you wish. Going on, we then come to a segment where they keep promoting it all night that there's going to be a rock celebration for The Rock. I'm falling asleep this week, folks. Seriously, I'm falling out of place. Yeah, so there was a big announcement, or The Rock was going to have a celebration because he is still the WWE champion. No surprise. So we get to that celebration. Are we jumping a bit too forward this week, or anything else you want to add before we jump into The Rock thing? I don't think there's anything else really that stood out for us this week. Not really. Anyway.
As I said last week, mine is a sieve, so I'll just have a look at your run sheet that we were provided by the producer.
I watched Raw live. I know.
I watched it too.
I watched TNA as well.
And
SmackDown.
So did I.
Anyway, never mind your run sheet.
Yeah, The Miz defeated Antonio Cesaro
Yes, we know
in a
that.
few match, yes.
Okay. So anyway, the Rock celebration started with the local band on the stage playing The Rock to the ring, along with his entrance music, of course.
La Cucaracha?
No, that's Eddie Guerrero or yourself, Ricardo Rodriguez. Anyway, out comes The Rock with the WWE title. Goes into a whole spiel of saying that he's been in the business for a long time. He respects the business, but he said he is going to WrestleMania. But he's not going. 1 second, for you viewers on YouTube, he's not going with this.
What on earth is that? Oh.
This, the WWE title.
Does it spin?
For you viewers or listeners on Bangor Community Radio, we have got an actual replica belt that I won in a competition at WrestleMania 22. But I just thought I'd get into the video this week to sort of, because I want to sort of get my opinion across about this. So The Rock says that he is not going with that, and he unveils a new WWE title. He says it has to be something along the line of respect the ones from the past, like Bruno Sammartino.
Sammartino, Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Did he mention Bret Hart?
He did. Now the thing is, though, he says the belt shouldn't look like a toy. Okay? The belt shouldn't look like a toy, and most importantly, the belt should not do this. Spin. As we spin the belt here. For you listeners on Bangor Community Radio. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but has the WWE logo on the WWE title not spinned for a long time?
That is correct.
But all of a sudden, it does again. Anyway.
For The Rock's amusement, of course.
He then proceeds of taking the belt like so, and asking, as I set this belt down here over the far side of the studio here, to tell the little guy there at ringside to take the title and go and put it into the Hall of Fame.
Me personally, I would put it in a trash can. So
he said it was brought in by a certain wrestler who we all knew that was John Cena, and he reveals, as we're going to put on the bottom of the screen right now, a picture of the new WWE title. And for you listeners on Bangor Community Radio, we'll stick it up on our Facebook page. By the way, we'll plug that in just a moment. Oh, sorry, we'll plug it now, actually. Outside the Ropes, in brackets, Talk Wrestling Show.
Yep.
Get
us some more likes. Get us to 200 likes. We're up to around 188, I believe.
Well, I think one of our producers did put the belt on the Facebook the other day, actually. I think it is up there. But yeah, as you can see in the bottom of the screen here, the picture of the new WWE title, which we've asked our fans, what do you think about it? Personally,
opinion being my own and everything, hashtag remember, I do believe it is better than the spinner belt.
Now, my opinion, you know how I feel about this. I never liked the spinner. It was given to me as a gift. I'm not going to say no. I won a competition, a Q&A at WrestleMania 22, and it was given to me by Hillbilly Jim with a certificate of how do you pronounce that word? Authenticity, or whatever that word is. I'm not going to say no to it. So, would you fans say no to it? I wouldn't. Anyway, Hillbilly Jim, legend.
Hillbilly who?
Haha. Anyway, you know, and this title belt, I'll be just completely honest about it here. I'm starting to like to sit in the main plate. The center plate sort of burn me. I think the WWE logo is a bit too big for my liking. You know, the fact that he turned and said he wanted the belt to look more traditional, blah blah blah. But when he unveils it, it looks something similar to that. It's a bling bling belt. You know, the same sort of
with the times though.
Yeah, but I understand that. But I mean, it frustrates me. The most frustrating part of the belt is the side plates with the Brahma bull on them. Why? Is it feeding the Rock's ego?
Then again, Stone Cold had a smoking skull belt.
Yeah, but it looked like a proper wrestling belt. Look at Jeff Hardy's belt in TNA. I think that's I don't like that belt at all. I think that belt's just completely over the top. this WWE title belt, in my opinion, should have been more traditional. There was a lot of talk of the Eagle Wing coming back, or a belt like the Eagle Wing.
Or the Attitude Era.
CM Punk did say a few months ago that he was bringing a belt in. The new belt was being designed, and it was going to be more traditional. Do you see that belt as being traditional? I don't. I normally don't rant on this show, folks, but at the end of the day, that belt, I personally don't like the belt.
Trying to steal my spotlight.
I normally don't rant, but I personally don't like the belt. What do you folks think about the belt? Before we go to a break, we'll give a quick plug to all our fans, followers, who we actually met this past Friday. We met some of our one of our fans, remember? Which we'll give a shout out to shortly. You want to follow us on or check out us on our website.
OutsideTheRopes.tk.
Bottom of the screen. Sorry, before we actually do that, it Raw ended where Cena came out to the stage and Punk came out with the belt.
Come out with the original.
Yeah, well, hit him with the title belt and ended it from there. So, and then it was like a stare down at the end. So anyway, we're on a tight schedule here, folks, so that's why we have to squeeze everything in, because we've got a lot to talk about tonight. So, yeah, OutsideTheRopes.tk. If you want to check us out on Twitter, search at Outside the Rope, as you can see on the screen, no S on the end. And Banger Community Radio, search Banger 107.9 FM on Facebook.
Outside the Ropes, wrestling talk show in brackets.
Definitely. And if you want to get involved in Facebook chats, there's a lot of polls moving up there recently and a lot of different things as well. Get involved with it and keep in touch with us.
We usually do this today in wrestling, where we would do like anniversaries of wrestlers' deaths, like title wins on different days.
Well, check it out, but we've got to go here because we've just been told in here we have to go for a commercial break. So we're back in a few moments' time here for more Outside the Ropes here on Banger Community Radio, also on YouTube and Daily Motion for more Outside the Ropes for myself, Matthew Moore, and
for me, the host.
So he thanks Tommy McNulty. We'll see you in a few moments' time. Part 2 of Outside the Ropes with myself, Matthew Moore, and my co-host Tommy McNulty. I've took a breather, I've had a drink of water, I've calmed down. Unlike you're permanently grumpy. But anyway, welcome back to the show for part 2.
Keep quiet before I have the white coats come and take you away.
Whatever. Moving on now to this week's Impact Wrestling, which I watched live. Well, it was taped. But I watched it. Well, majority of it, trying to do things.
Like me.
So you think. Anyway, show starts off with the immortal Hulk Hogan coming out the show and to announce the number 1 contender for the next pay-per-view, which is Lockdown.
His son-in-law.
Well, Lockdown. Lockdown on 10th of March, which we hear now is from the Alamo Dome.
Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas.
Alamo Dome. Will there be a big crowd like the Royal Rumble 1997? I wouldn't think so.
Hopefully.
Are you going to TNA fan, are you?
I like TNA. It's okay. Now and again.
He's licking around TNA fans to try and get more fans. God bless you.
I don't lick around anyone.
Anyway, it's on 10th of March from the Alamo Dome, which no doubt will be 3/4 cut off.
I'd like to see them get a big crowd.
I would like to
do
see it,
deserve it.
because Lockdown's one of the biggest pay-per-views. It's one of the TNA pay-per-views I actually enjoy watching.
Along with Bound for Glory and Slammiversary, I would say that they are the 3 main pay-per-views.
100%, definitely. Anyway, still trying to breathe and getting that rant off my chest there about the WWE title belt. Yep, stop trying to steal that belt over there, by the way, because you almost got fired your week for your mobile phone, that guy over there, remember him?
I thought I fired him already. This is my show. Get out of my studio.
Anyway, Hogan comes out at the start of Impact to announce the number 1 contender, but surprise, surprise, is his son-in-law, well, on-screen son-in-law, Bully Ray. Or as you fans know him as, Bobby Ray Dudley.
Of course, Jeff Hardy's still the TNA champion. He hasn't appeared on the last 4 episodes of Impact.
Due to?
They say it's due to injury, but of course, we know the real reason he's not allowed to enter the UK.
Nope, definitely not, because of the whole...
Do with his drugs, I think.
Yep, it's not in the UK, so...
So, there you have it. The main event for Lockdown will be Jeff Hardy defending... Nearly said Jeff Jarrett there.
Woohoo!
Jeff Hardy defending the TNA World Heavyweight title against Bully Ray.
Yep, so there you go. Another match which was quite interesting. It's an 8-man tag team match between Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Austin Aries, and Bobby Roode against
Joseph Parks,
a.k.a. Abyss.
Chavo Guerrero.
Yep, Hernandez. Come on, you said you watched it.
I did watch it. I can't remember who that 4th person was. Who was it then?
Chavo Guerrero, Hernandez, Joseph Park, and I can't remember.
You see, he tried to make fun of me.
Who was the fourth guy? I can't remember.
Must have been the jobber.
I don't know. I can't remember. It ended off with Joseph Park and his team getting the win. I do apologise. It's just
Makes fun of me. What can I say? Also, Robbie E and Rockstar Spud.
Yes,
had a match.
That's correct. Where big Robbie T finally, I think he's had enough now. Yep. Where he took off his lovely pink sweater and flexed those pecs and chased them up the aisle, which was quite interesting. So there you go. And then we moved on to...
There was also a match with Samoa Joe and Garrett Bishop.
There was supposed to be... by the way, folks, forgot to mention there was supposed to be a match, a 6-man tag team match between... was Hogan and Billy Ray made. Billy Ray, Hogan and Sting against 3 members of Aces and Eights.
It was Devon, Doc, and... I want to say Mike Knox.
Well, a.k.a. Mike Knox and a.k.a.
What is his name in TNA?
I don't remember. Because honestly, folks, if you listen here, you can give us criticism all you want. I watch TNA when I can. Haven't really watched it in the last lot of months because of work commitments, etc. But I do remember, I do watch whenever I can. So there you have it. So it came down to the main event where it was supposed to be this 6-man tag team match. Then we go to a backstage segment.
The thing was, when the guys were coming out, Hulk Hogan's music played a few times. He was announced. He didn't come out, so it ended up 3-on-2 handicap match.
Because the camera went backstage and Hogan was laid out.
Hogan was laid out, Brooke checking on him. My opinion on this, I think this is going to end up being a whole deal where Hogan wasn't really beaten up, that he was faking, and that he is going to be a member of Aces and Eights. Possibly the leader.
You've seen it first here from this clown right here.
It's obvious. I'm not a clown. Okay, it's either going to be Hogan or Bischoff, Eric Bischoff, of course, that is going to be the leader of Aces and Eights. You heard it called right here.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. He calls the shots. So,
of course I do.
Moving away from TNA.
Okay.
To an announcement made this past week. Which will, I think we should leave it at the end. I think we should leave it towards the end of the show because it's a big announcement because it's going to be big for us because we're going to be there next year. SmackDown, going on to SmackDown this week, which he has not reviewed. I have watched this week. I know I have watched
I'll be honest, I didn't get a chance to catch SmackDown this week, but I will.
Why?
I have a life.
Do you? Oh,
yes.
Oh, so your life more important than this show?
I have people ringing me constantly trying to get me to go out on dates with them. What can I say? Listen, I'm a hounded person. People looking pictures and autographs.
How'd your Valentine's Day go, by the way?
Quite good.
Did you really have a good Valentine's Day?
I certainly did.
I had a fantastic Valentine's Day. For what I remember of it. What are you kidding? I was working very hard over the Valentine's period. Moving on to SmackDown.
This is a PG show, so I won't say anything.
Go on to your SmackDown results there. As he looks at his run sheet.
How about I cover the run sheet and you tell us what happened on SmackDown? Big shot?
Big shot. Main event was between Wade Barrett and Randy Orton. See, I am right again.
No, it wasn't.
I'm thinking about the week before. I do apologise. Go ahead.
The main event was between Alberto Del Rio and Wade Barrett.
Sorry, correction. I apologize. I'm thinking of the
Randy
week before.
Orton was against Jack Swagger Sylvester. Okay, Robbie, it was Sylvester.
Which we'll address that soon.
We already addressed it last week.
But before the SmackDown tapings, we'll address as well recently. SmackDown was very quiet this week, and all jokes aside, I know we do have a bit of banter and a bit of laugh on this show here, but all jokes aside, the SmackDown show this week wasn't actually too bad. But as everybody knows, SmackDown's taped on a Tuesday. Moving on, in all serious note now, we've had a bit of fun on this week's show because we're allowed this week, thanks to our wonderful producers here. In all seriousness, this past Wednesday we got the news that Mr. Jack Swagger was arrested under a DUI and also in the possession of marijuana. You said before we went on the air tonight that you wanted to get your point across this. Do you want to get your point across to the fans?
What an absolute moron. The guy is a jackass. There you go.
I actually agree with you on that one. Plus the fact that his manager a family member.
Yeah, Zeb Coulter,
Yep.
Dirty Dutch Mantel, his granddaughter was knocked down by a DUI driver,
Yep.
and she passed away, unfortunately. And I'm sure he's not too happy about Jack Swagger doing that.
No, definitely not. From what I've been reading on different sources and hearing from different sources as well over the last sort of few days, that Zeb apparently approached Jack Swagger and has got in Jack's face about it and really give him a hard time. Now, what's going to happen is we do not know. Jack, won the Elimination Chamber match and he's heading to WrestleMania now. So will Jack Swagger be in the main event of WrestleMania, or will they pull the plug on him and suspend him or fine him, or
they could make it a triple threat match. They could have Dolph Ziggler decide he's going to cash in Money in the Bank.
See, my prediction was them for WrestleMania, as I did get the Chamber match right, of course. No pun intended to Tommy, of course, because he picked. Was it Jericho you picked for that, wasn't it?
I was torn between Jericho and Swagger.
My prediction was that two predictions. If Swagger beat Alberto, then Ziggler would come out and cash it in, or Alberto retains, and out comes Ziggler either way. Either way, I think Dolph Ziggler will more likely leave WrestleMania the new world champion, and be the first person to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. So, but regarding Jack Swagger, we haven't heard any more news since. All we've heard is that he may be suspended, or he may be cut from WrestleMania. We don't know. Change of plans, we do not know. So once we get it, we'll put it right away up on our Facebook page and our Twitter account, which you can see the Twitter account in the bottom of the screen outside the ropes, and Facebook as well. It's a bit of a silly decision being so close to the main event of WrestleMania and then pulling that stunt. The guy, seriously.
Considering where he came from, he was handpicked pretty much by Jim Ross because of his background in amateur wrestling.
Yeah.
And of course, when he did win the World Heavyweight title originally, he was apparently a real egotistical piece of work backstage.
So we hear, yep.
And that's why he was stripped of the title. Well, he wasn't stripped of the title, he lost it.
To Rey Mysterio.
Yep, and that's why he lost it so quickly into his title run. And for him to just pull a stunt like this,
so close as well to WrestleMania. After coming back and having a great comeback and winning the Elimination Chamber, to go to WrestleMania to fight the champion and then to be told,
my opinion, for him to do that, he may as well have taken a P on the WrestleMania poster and on Vince McMahon's face.
But your opinions are your own.
Yep. And if you're watching this, Jack Swagger, do something about it.
Or listening to it on iTunes or Android. We do apologise for our little bit of banter here tonight. We're just here to have a bit of fun, and that's why we're here. We love wrestling. We're in the wrestling business. We know what it's about. But we're going to move on here to another break. And we'll come back. We're going to answer a few of your tweets and say hello to a few of our new fans this week. We'll come back here on YouTube and on Bangor Community Radio with myself, Matthew Moore, and my wonderful
host.
He thinks so much, Tommy McNulty. We'll be back in a few moments' time, and we'll see you then.